That is really good. I'll have to get more of it later. Usually I'm not very much of a tea person, but today I'm feeling actually pretty happy and excited for today's There's so many of you. Oh my freaking gosh. Wow. Hello to anyone new to my channel, and a quick message to all those who have been here so far. What the heck is that? I'm really excited to finally be able to post my very first video on here, but I'm actually kind of nervous with how many people there are now, so, hope you at least enjoy the video. But yeah, on to the video. Growing up, I had at least 3 different kinds of pets. The first pet were fish, and not just one fish, but 2 fish that only lasted a week after I got them from a carnival. But can't fish last longer with the proper care? Yes, technically with the proper care, fish can live a long time, but like I said, carnival fish. Here's even proof that they genuinely don't last as long. But when I first got them, I was really excited. I thought my fish would live a long time, probably until I was in college. I'd be able to take them wherever. And I had a dilemma. I had to name these 2 fish, and I decided on Lemon and Aid, like lemonade. A little under a week later, I actually came home to find both my fish gone. Like, they were just out of the fish tank, and this is what ended up happening.
Where the heck are my fish Lemon and AIDS?
Yeah, I'm really surprised no one got the wrong idea about my fish's names, because obviously I said AIDS instead of Aid. But also I'm really surprised that my parents didn't tell me to change the name earlier, so I feel like it's a bit on them. So what ended up happening was my sister came home from school and she found my fish dead. So nobly, she decided to flush them down the toilet. Because what else do you do with fish? She gave them a proper send-off too, from what I heard. Obviously, I just lost both of my fish, so I was pretty sad. And I guess my parents felt bad because they ended up promising me that if me and my siblings were good, we could get another pet. And I was really excited because at the time I was really obsessed with cats. So I feel this was a bit on my parents for giving me such a big promise because I begged and begged and begged for a new cat. And eventually my parents actually gave in and said that, yeah, we could get a new pet, but they had something to tell younger me.
Your grandma's allergic to cats. What?
My grandma was living with us at the time, like for a while, so like since I was younger. So obviously, since she was allergic to cats, we couldn't get a cat. So off to the animal shelter we went, and we ended up looking at a bunch of dogs. But I was sad the whole time until I laid eyes on the 2 cutest puppies ever. When they first came in, they were actually really nervous because they pooped and peed, like, immediately. But they were the cutest Border Collie and Labrador mixes, and I fell in love with them immediately. Because of how they pooped, like, immediately, I wanted to name them Poopy and Pee, but was obviously shut down because you can't name dogs Poopy and Pee just because they can poop and pee, like all animals. So we ended up choosing the names Nico and Coda, which I think fit them very well. When these dogs grew up, they were escape artists. When they had the zoomies, they would jump over the side table in the living room, which would obviously scare anyone who was sitting there. And also, when they got bigger, they would be able to put their paws up on the gate and just look over at us and just stare at us, basically. It was the cutest thing ever, but obviously they got huge. This isn't what made them escape artists. They actually escaped out of the house many times to where I lost count. And obviously, we had to do a whole run of the neighborhood in car and on foot just to find them. Here's actually a picture of both of them laying in the grass, the little babies. Years had passed, Nico and Coda basically calmed down with age, and one time when me, my brother, and my mom were out eating at this outdoor restaurant, I had looked over to my right because we were waiting for food and I was a bit bored, and I saw the cutest little kitten eating shrimp that someone had dropped for it, and it was just the cutest little thing. Jokingly, I had put my hand on my mom's shoulder and I told her to look over, and I asked if we could also get a kitten. Sure. What? Yeah, so at that point, my grandma had actually moved out into a condo, and so I guess my mom was pretty laid back and decided, hey, this would actually be a good time to get my daughter that kitten she wanted. So in the end, getting a cat was pretty easy. I just had to wait a couple years. So I would like to introduce you to my cat, Jojo, short for Joseph. He is the cutest little kitten with extra toes on each foot, about two, I'm pretty sure, and I just love him so much. I actually have another cat called Aria, and she is also very sweet, but with those two and all the stories I have with them, I am going to have to make another video because this one's getting a bit long for me. I also plan on making a video in the future doing a sort of Q&A, so if anyone actually has any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments of this video, and I will try and answer them in another video.